Awesome, awesome. Okay, okay. I think we'll just start off the session and everything will fall in place. Let's leave it to the universe.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
today's topic is body shaming, something which is very, very important to talk about. And my first question to you is, what is body shaming?
Mm. It's actually self-explanatory in itself. Body, how one feels ashamed of one's body, and here body is everything to do with looks, skin color, shape, height, hair, eyes, nose, everything about the body, everything in terms of which is visually visible. And when I say visually visible, I don't to the person, okay, uh, not just to the other person. So there are people who are even ashamed of the toes look. There are people who are ashamed about the hair at the back of the neck. So anything and everything to do with body and appearance, whether it's visible to the other or not, if the own person is ashamed, okay, there's a difference. Ashamed and feeling shy is very different. Okay, I can say, I mean, I as in not me personally. I will come to my experience a little later, Harsha. But there are some people who say, "Oh, I'm very shy of the way my dash part of the body looks." Let's say, right? That's different. Feeling shy, but being ashamed is a very strong judgment. It's very, very strong, harsh. It's like, energetically, it's like, you're okay if I put in a few words of Hindi also.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm sure the audience here will relate. Please go ahead.
हाँ, right? So it's like energetically आप अपने आप को थप्पड़ मार रहे हो. It's such a strong judgment, and depending on कितना कर रहे हो आप, कितना प्यार से थप्पड़ मार रहे हो या कितना जोर से थप्पड़ मार रहे हो, जूते निकाल के मार रहे हो, that's entirely up to the person. But having said that, body shaming का जो आज today the topic that we're doing, which I shared with you, Harsha, is I think a lot of us know what body shaming is, but I think you and I discussed we want to go on to the effects of what that has done, right? So yeah, I think that I hope that answers your question, that what really is body shaming.
Absolutely. So let's quickly move on to the next question. That is what are the main reasons of body shaming? And from there we can continue on to the effects of it as well.
Right. So main reasons, I would say, nobody from their own childhood. If you look at any child, right, and I don't mean infant, any child growing, and every person's psychology, it starts from there, right? So कोई भी अपने आप को आईने में देख के, nobody will say, "Ooh, I'm ugly," unless that is heard from around. So body shaming begins from the environment. Okay. Now there are certain kinds of environment where it is done very directly. People go through that very brutally, very traumatically. Sometimes parents, sometimes siblings, sometimes family, friends, even strangers, all kinds of things. That includes abuse. The extreme goes to abuse, any kind of abuse, physical abuse, marna, pitna, touching, wrong touch, all kinds of things.
Yes.
So it starts in the environment, body shaming, right? And the effect of that is, if it is repeatedly heard by the person, it becomes that person's truth. They begin to believe that.
Yeah.
And when you begin to believe something which is being wronged about your body, okay, one of the strongest effects is your body actually starts becoming that, even if you weren't really like that.
Right, right.
The body physically starts changing. I'm not exaggerating. The body has its own consciousness. Okay. And the more you keep telling something to the body will start changing in a way. I can say that about myself. For the longest time, I have said to my own body, you're so fat. I am so fat. I am so fat. I've actually said this sentence over and over again for years, that I don't like the way my body is. I have never liked, up until recently, never liked looking at my body from literally from below my face down for years. Okay? And guess what? My body started believing that, and my body continued to stay fat. So it's just that, right? And so if I'm going to think that I am ugly, then that's all the body will start looking.
Yeah.
अच्छी खासी सूरत आपकी बिगड़ना शुरू हो जाएगी. Right?
Correct.
So that's one side. That's one side of hearing negative comments of any kind in the environment, or being touched wrongly, or being, pointed out about your color.
Yeah. So much.
Directly. Right? Then comes another side of this, which is kind of hidden. Okay? Nobody thinks that I didn't say anything bad about you ever. But the thing is, for me, but you never said anything nice either.
Wow.
You've always complimented my sibling. You've always said, oh, look at her hair, or look at her this, look at her that. But when have you ever talked about me? But no one says this, that the growing child would never say this to the adult, whoever may be the adult. Okay?
Right.
So athletic, so artistic, so beautiful, so this, so that, so energetic, But if you're constantly comparing, then I am not hearing anything.
Yeah.
So I am automatically thinking in my head, oh, so I'm not good enough. There's something wrong with me, and I start going into that whole thing.
So you're trying to say
Right?
that compliments can also lead to body shaming.
Body shaming. And this kind of body shaming is internal body shaming.
Right.
Because I am not finding anything substantial to be ashamed about myself. I will start finding things in my body to be to judge and to ashamed about.
Right.
Because the mind has to be satisfied with some justification, right?
Yes.
Oh, my legs are not good. That's why I can't dance. Oh, okay. I have a lot of back pain.
Your video is slightly stuck. Hi guys, can you see Kausar? I think she's stuck on my end, or is this the video is stuck, right? No issue. I'm just going to quickly ask her to. Till then, I'm expecting you guys to leave some questions. Now that you've heard what we are discussing today, please leave your questions of what is it that you want to know about body shaming. She's a therapist. She's a healer. She's heard so many people talk about their stories. She herself is going to share her story with us. And she's helped me a lot. So I'm sure that if there is any kind of question, please put it through, and we'll try to get the answers. Awesome. So we're going to add Kausar again in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go with some healing energy. Is she coming? Yes, she's here. Awesome. चलता है guys. आजकल बहुत लोग live जाते हैं. Hello. Hi. Welcome back.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
Not at all. Please continue. You were talking about the compliment thing. Please continue, Kausar.
Yeah. right? So psychologically, I am going to find justifications of what is wrong with me,
Right.
right? So once I start doing that in my head, so even if I don't have a back pain, I may have had it once and I may have found that a reason for not being able to do something. I will make that such a solid reason of my back being in pain. I actually manifest that in my body then,
Right.
you know. Or what's the easiest thing my body can come up with? A headache or a stomach pain, so that I don't have to do it. So then that becomes a pattern in the body. And that is also, in a way, body shaming, because you're finding faults in your body. So it's not just again, now only the external, but it's even the inside.
Yes.
I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of something in my body.
Right.
I know this client, obviously for confidentiality, I will not even name the person, but not even the gender, but an absolute adult, right? Mid-30s, and still suffers bedwetting.
My God.
Yeah, still suffers bedwetting. And the client had such a difficult time to even come out and address that in therapy. And when we did finally take that, it went all the way back into childhood, how the child was constantly badgered for not performing well. That's it. There was nothing else, right? But the client is ashamed of the function, a very simple function of one's own body at the age of mid 30. So that's how strongly it affects. How strongly it affects.
So this is the effect of how something that we've heard or something that we believe physically gets into our body and becomes a part of us. Can you share with us
Absolutely.
how the effect is mentally and emotionally as well? Please share with us about that.
Right. So I could share. I would like to, Harsha, talk about my own experience here.
Please.
Okay. What an effect it had on me mentally and emotionally. Like a while ago, I shared, right? Like I hated my body.
Right.
Right. The thing is, not up until just a decade ago, I didn't even address that. It had become such a normal thing for me from my teens, I would say early teens. It had become so normal for me to dislike my body that I didn't even think there is something wrong. I disliked it so much that I didn't even talk about it. When people complimented me, I was like, what rubbish. I'm not kidding. Okay. I'm not kidding. I remember one time in early, I think I was probably 22 or something. I was in Hyderabad riding my bike by myself. And if I look back now, I can say I looked pretty smart that day. Okay, I was wearing jeans and a t-shirt and yeah, open hair flying. I'm just like, going zooming on the bike on my Kinetic at that time. And some guy passed by on the bike and CT bajaya. And typical Hyderabadi style, he said, "Kya re maal?" But listen up. Listen as to what my reaction was. Okay, I started laughing on the bike and I said, "Kya hola ho gaya re?" That was my reaction.
Oh my God.
Because I refused to believe that. And I'm laughing with him. I said, "Kya hola ho gaya re?" So that's how normal it was for me to not look at anything beautiful about me. Anything. Nothing was acceptable to me about my body.
Right. Right.
Except my face, because that's all that I was allowing myself. So that is a mental block.
Right.
Mentally, you just at a conscious and a subconscious level, you block yourself from even receiving honest confidence. चलो ये बंदा तो बाइक पे honest था नहीं था पता नहीं. Today I would love to say yeah बिल्कुल मस्त था रे. I was mal only that time. But but honestly, I mean, when my friends, my family would compliment me, "You're looking so beautiful." I was like, nah. Just because they're grown-ups, I would just smile and be quiet out of respect, but not once did I believe it.
Right.
Okay? So that's it's a complete mental shutdown. Subconsciously, okay, consciously I shut it down, right? I'm not receiving this thing. At a subconscious level, there's something even deeper that happens. The reason why this happened for me, why I started hating, was because of the sexual abuse that I went through my childhood for many, many, many years, right? And I didn't talk about it to anybody throughout my childhood because I thought that I am doing something wrong. There's something wrong with my body that so many people are touching me this way. I'm not liking it, but there's something wrong with me. So it became so traumatic for me that after it stopped at the age of 16 or something, but after it stopped, in a matter of few years, it's almost like that memory just got wiped out of my mind. I just, it's like that book I just closed and put it away. So it got locked in my subconscious mind up until after my marriage, and then something intimate moments and stuff like that, it was like that. And that's when the triggers start. Somewhere or the other, it would keep coming up. And I'm still not able to make the connect, by the way, because it's so locked up inside. So that's like the effect at a mental level. Okay. At an emotional level, it's like something broken inside. Okay. But I'm growing up. So there is some kind of influence outside. Maybe somewhere I want to believe somebody that I'm looking nice. Somewhere as my adult self, I am beginning to tell myself, no, you know what? Actually, I'm not that bad. Right? So I've put a layer on top of my broken heart. On top of my wounded heart, I've put a layer. Right? And as I kept growing, there are more people who started repeating to me, hey, you're very beautiful. Hey, come on, size doesn't matter. And then I started accepting those kind of things, and another layer, and then another layer, and then another layer, right? But you know what? This inside, still broken. So that's the effect of the emotional part of it. Till that was not addressed till about 10 years back, when I actually went into therapy, because it started affecting me so much.
Right.
So then layer by layer by layer, first those were removed. And they were not removed because lies. They were removed because they were kept on the side for this broken piece to know that there is, actually this is truth.
Right.
So that process is called inner child healing.
Okay.
Right? All your grown-up parts, they stand around that wounded inner child. That's the process of healing that we go through. And then whatever are the wounds of that little one or that broken, wounded part, when a child opens up, and then all the other parts, they come together. That's how it is.
Just to imagine it makes me smile. How good it must feel to feel the innermost layer and then feel everything that we were supposed to feel about ourselves.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
It's beautiful.
This. Yeah, it really is. And a big tight hug to you for sharing your personal story with us. With that, we have a question from our audience.
Yes.
So when you say I'm fat with the context of just being aware of yourself, that intention would change. Sorry, 1 second. I lost your video. Guys, everyone do this and spend. Yes, I got you back.
Yeah. So please repeat the question, Harsha.
1 second, I'm just going back. Yes. So the question is, so when you say I'm fat with the context of just being aware of yourself, that intention would change what the body listens, right? Is this question?
So the awareness that I'm fat, why would the body change it? I mean, do you get that, Harsha? Do you get the question? What really is? Can you repeat that for me?
Yes, yes. I think he's trying to ask that when you, the context of just being aware of yourself, the intention would change what the body listens. So if you keep saying, I'm fat, then the body is aware that it's fat and it'll just change that into being more fat, is what he's trying to say. What he's trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, right? See, body. So here's the thing, right? Let me add a little more on that.
Yeah.
When you tell your body something, the body is not understanding the language of the words. Okay? The body is understanding the energy. So if I'm saying fat, I'm talking about, let's say, my very bulgy hip area. Okay? Very bulky.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm constantly only looking at that and I'm saying it's so bulky. It's so big. Right? So the energy with which those words come out, the energy is what goes in and it just sits there like that. So the body, everything is energy, everything is vibration and frequency. So what frequency I'm giving out is what's also coming back in.
Correct. So what is it that you'd like to tell him about this technique? How do we go about it? How do we change it? Or what is
How to change that? Right. So first thing is I had to work on being okay with being fat, because fat is an English word which describes a particular size. And so what I did was that I removed the dislike from it. I removed the hatred from fat. And it's interesting. I didn't even compare myself ever to anybody saying, "Oh, this one is so thin. I am so fat compared to this person." I was just unhappy with my own shape. That's it.
okay?
Right? So what I had to do was, again, like I said, right, the layers. It is a conversation I had to have consciously with myself, not with my body, mind you.
Right.
Okay, which is with that part of me which constantly said I am fat, I don't like my body. There would be another part of me that said, this is how my body is right now, full stop. Okay, so there was a lot of resistance, a lot of anger, a lot of things that came up. I addressed all of that. Yes, I know you're angry. I get that. Yes, I'm feeling a lot of resistance. I don't like the way. Yes, I get that. So it's like acknowledging all the time. Every time it came up and came up. And then there were days I would just stand in front of the mirror and say, not bad actually. And then the very next day is like, I don't like it. Okay, no problem. I don't like it today. Let's see what it is like, the next day. So it's like get up again and get up again and get up again.
Right. So interesting the way you're talking about having a conversation with yourself and how you had to accept that there is nothing bad with the word fat, and you removed all the dislike of it, and you just said it defines.
It was my dislike.
Yeah, I think I too went through that when a lot of people told me that you're so thin कि हवा मारोगे तो उड़ जाओगी. So then I also kind of had this thing that I know how much I work on my body, and being thin is not wrong. It's just the size. So a wonderful way to put that, I think. With that, let's move on to the next question we have. We as adults have to be very sensitive to our children so they can grow up to be healthy adults in every way possible. Please share your thoughts about
that. Oh, yeah. We as adults have to. I mean, I am a parent of two children, two girls, that too, right? So I have been
Okay, let's see. We're gonna get her back in 3, 2, 1. Come on, keep sending those energy, guys. Yes, got you back. Got you back.
Yeah. So repeat the question for me, please.
Yes, yes. It was about how adults need to treat their children because it's such a sensitive thing about childhood that you had discussed. So please, they can't see you, Auntie. I think we'll have to just quickly check your camera once.
I can see myself and hear myself.
Even I can see you, but some people are commenting saying they can't see you. 1 second. Guys, if you can see her, can you please put a thumbs up for me in the comment section? Yes, yes, they can now.
Okay.
Yes. So we were discussing about an adult
Wow,
here.
that's like a lot there.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sorry. So as adults, it's very, very important how we raise children, right? So like I was sharing, right? Every word that we speak, every attitude, every thought, when there are adults here in the group, in our viewers, Harsha, I would like to say something for everybody, actually,
Yes.
not just for the adults or for the parents, right? No matter what age you are, I think it's very important for you to know this. Okay, children from, I would say, probably even birth, from the time of their birth till at least till the age of 7 to 8. Okay, they are the most perceptive, most intuitive in their entire life. It is so true of their soul, it's like उनके सारे एंटेनास बिल्कुल खुले होते हैं एंड उनका माइंड जो होता है ना ब्लैंक होता है बिल्कुल. So whatever is they're seeing, they're hearing, and what they're sensing.
Yeah. Yeah.
They pick it up just like that. They don't have the intellectual capacity. The mind, the brain is not developed that much to put meaning to it. Okay? If a child comes and tells you, Mama, uncle touched me and I didn't like, Mama, uncle did something I didn't like. And if I, as a parent, say, no, beta, uncle hai, kuch nahi, godi bithaye. What am I going to do? As a child, that small child, I will go into a conflict in there. Mama says, kuch nahi. Mama, that's Mama saying, kuch nahi. Right? But there's something inside me which all my antennas are saying something's wrong. But for that little child at that point, Mama is everything. So I become wrong. And that's how the whole, how do I say, my antennas start going down. There's something, I'm not doing that. So for any of you, right, when you're around children, okay, be extremely aware of what you're saying, how you're behaving, what impression are you giving out to children and things like that. आप लोग सब professionals हो, आप बच्चों के लिए भी courses करते हो अलग अलग type के, right? Yeah. Harsha, you do such wonderful work. You go to schools and you do such amazing work with children. I have my own children and her friends, all of you who go do such beautiful work, right?
Yeah.
Be aware of that. Be aware of what energy you are emanating, and they will instantly pick that up. And their intuition, their inner antennas will tell them, "Ye acha hai."
Why?
Yeah, you got it. I didn't want to say the word.
Awesome. I hope everyone heard that beautiful tip that we've got from you. Thank you. And moving on to our next question, which is, I constantly compare myself to others. So difficult to accept myself that I cannot do few things. How do I not compare?
How do I not compare? Right. So You know, it's a very nice question. I like that because comparison के advantages भी है, disadvantages भी है. Okay, advantages ये हैं कि it's like a standard that I've kept for myself, right? That I want to get there, or I want to become like that person, or that's something I want to achieve. So that part of the comparison helps.
Right.
Okay, because I'm picking up good things about that person, and I am trying to follow that or imbibe that or become that, or you know, bring in those qualities in myself. Okay, so
That's the good.
shall I continue?
Yes. So you were talking about the good.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So till that point, when I'm comparing myself, I'm good to go, right? But the problem happens now. I'm going to step a little bit, right? Why is comparison not working for me? Why am I stuck in that loop? Is if I am at step 1 and I'm somebody at step 10,
Right.
that's the comparison, right? I am at 1 and that person is at 10 and I want to reach 10. Okay. The thing is, I don't know how that person personally has reached step 10, but I know I have to take 10 steps to get there, right? Okay.
Right.
What I start doing is, if I take step 1, 2, 3 and I fall, okay, and it brings me back to step 1. Okay, what I do is, this is the loop. This is the very tricky, sticky loop. At step 1, I will stand up and I will not look at where I was on step 3, that I made it up till there and what went wrong for me, that I came back at 1 and I need to do something to go beyond step 3. I will again look at that person in step 10. Maybe that person has gone on to step 15. Maybe not.
Oh my. Yeah. Wow.
तो आप कंपैरिजन आप करो, उसके फायदे देखो, उसको रखो वहां पे, ठीक है, बट देन यू कम बैक ऑन टू योर ओन जर्नी. सो दैट्स वेयर द एक्सेप्टेंस विल कम. एक्सेप्टेंस क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? क्योंकि आई एम नॉट लुकिंग एट हाउ आई प्रोग्रेस्ड. सो व्हाट इफ आई केम बैक टू स्टेप 1? या, सो व्हाट? I need to remind myself that I did make it to step 3 and now I'll go to step 4.
Right. And
Make sense?
yes, that's amazing. With that, could you just add upon how external validation plays a role in this as well? Yeah, please.
Oh yeah. Okay. I think उस चीज के हम सब शिकार हैं. Everybody, right? And I keep reminding myself when I post a poem sometimes, I'm like, कितने likes आए? And then I tap on my own shoulder and say, क्या कर रहे हैं आप? You know, and then I remind myself. And my first person I seek validation from, I mean, I used to up till now. I haven't been doing it for a while. I think I'm being very conscious. Is my daughter, Faria. Kuch bhi naya poem I would write and like, Baba, read this, listen to this. I'd like go wake her up from her sleep. I've done that sometimes. I would, 6 o'clock in the morning, you have to listen to this. And she's like, Ma, wait till I'm up, Ma. So that validation. So yeah, coming back to that, right? I mean, it's become very important. सब कुछ चाहिए. हम अगर validation label निकाल के उसको look at it, let's say from appreciation.
Yeah.
Right? I want appreciation. Who doesn't want appreciation? Every human deserves appreciation, right? But having said that, how many are genuinely appreciating a post on Instagram and doing a double tap?
Correct. Absolutely right.
मैंने actually इसके ऊपर मैंने एक post लिखा था, you know, that if you're truly appreciating somebody's post, don't just double tap it. वहाँ जो नीचे जो empty heart है, उसको touch करो, as if you're actually touching that person, and watch it go from empty to red. you will also enjoy that, and you're genuinely energetically passing on that appreciation to that person because you're taking few seconds extra to just look at that and genuinely appreciate that, right? So that's one aspect of it, the appreciation.
Right.
So if I'm enjoying that, if I'm actually receiving that,
Yeah.
so then number of likes don't matter, because you know that there is a genuine respect somebody is showing for the art that you put up, whatever may be that art.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a silly wala pose photograph anyone puts up, right? It's I want someone to appreciate what a, even if I want someone to tell me so silly you look, but I know I look silly. If someone else is validate that, but in a nice, funny, loving way.
Right. Right.
अब उसी फोटो पे अगर मुझे I don't know what 70, 100, 150 likes आते हैं, is that satisfying me? Am I satisfied?
Yeah.
Am I then going to go, okay, this one got me 170. What next can I put up that I can get 200? So it's become a number game,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But these are the little the things. What word can I use here, beta? The side effects of social media, the likes and all of that, right? But now, going at the emotional level, at the depth of that, or the effect of it, even mentally, or things like that.
Hi, your video is slightly stuck, but we're gonna get her back in 3, 2, 1. Everybody, energy time. I'm getting some really wonderful questions from all of you, and we're gonna try and answer them all. Yes, yes. Please continue, Kosa. We can see you.
Yeah. So,
Emotion.
the effects of it emotionally and mentally, right? Because now, always remember, please, people, my dear people, right? Remember this about your mind. The mind is doing its job. It's not a bad thing, but the mind is doing its job by bringing up these kind of questions of checking good, bad, right, and wrong. I'm putting it in a very broad category, but that's the job of the mind, to put it in files of good, bad, right, wrong, yes, no. Okay, but it's not, yes, no utna nahi jitna ki good, bad, and right, wrong.
Right.
Right? And the moment the mind, the conscious mind and the subconscious mind is like that big server हमारे अंदर,
Yeah.
जिसके अंदर automatic programs चलते हैं. Okay, so अगर going back now to body shaming, if I am a victim, I want to use the word victim. If I am a victim, unaware also of body shaming, then I am never going to be satisfied with as many compliments.
Yes. Yes.
And therefore, I will constantly, conscious mind is always going to say, not enough, not enough. That that meter is never going to be satisfied. It might touch about, not bad, satisfactory, but not satisfied. Will always strive for, I want more, because the hunger, the non-acceptance of compliment is inside in the subconscious. So जब बड़े सर्वर में वो प्रोग्राम चल रहा है, तो कॉन्शियस माइंड, तो वहां से अब यहाँ पे गेम बदलता है. When I become conscious of the automatic program over there, I have to do the reverse. That's called rewiring.
Right.
And that is why sometimes we say, right, do something for 21 days or for a little more days than that, 30 days or something, because you're actually then changing the wiring inside your subconscious mind.
Right. Right.
उसमें जो energy होती है. So every time, unknowingly or even knowingly, there's a very tiny voice which will say, oh, only 100 likes, only that much. So then you catch that.
Yes.
Say, yeah, dude, I got 100. At least I got 100.
So nice, so nice. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think that also
Right?
answers the next question, which is
Just give me a second.
yes, please.
Huh. Go ahead.
So another girl had asked that, how
Bolo.
do I deal with I am not enough? So I'm sure that answer of yours has been, that question's answers also been given. So we'll quickly move to the next one, which is, I used to stand in front of the mirror naked every morning for 5 minutes, and that boosted my thinking, and I got many answers to many faults in me. Is that the right way to go?
Totally. I love you for doing that, whoever you are. I would say that is so brilliant what you do, because literally you are being bare in front of yourself, and it takes a lot of courage to do that. Bravo to you. Hats off to you for doing that. Keep doing that, whoever you are. Bravo.
Awesome. Awesome. The next question is, how do you forgive parents who justify your abuser when you get it to start healing yourself and get stuck at that point?
Forgiving your parents is not easy. Okay? It takes a while. Why would you want to forgive them? First, check that within yourself. Just because it's the right thing to do, just they're your parents, you have to. So these words like right thing, to have to forgive them, only then I will be able to overcome or heal myself from this abuse. They did it, and why they did that, I need to first understand why they did that, only then I will be able to. So ye sare questions dekho, again they're coming from the mind. What's the right thing to do? The have to.
Right.
Please stay focused on your healing first, whoever you are. The more you start healing yourself from that abuse, right? Automatically your feelings towards your parents will change. It starts dissipating. Whatever angst, whatever not so nice feelings you may have had parents for having supported that person, it just starts dissipating. But the priority is focus on yourself first. So if you're getting stuck, the question was, what do I do when I'm getting stuck, right? Okay, so that's a good indicator. Getting stuck, look at it as an indication that what's actually stuck in me as a progress of my own healing.
Right.
What in me is still feeling hurt, that I am feeling stuck in the process of forgiveness. There's something atak raha hai na andar. So andar dekho pehle. Okay, so it's not about understanding stuck so I can move towards forgiveness. But it's about getting stuck. Something is stuck inside. That flow is stuck inside. So check that.
Awesome. And I would highly, highly recommend people who are sending in such deep questions that please take a session with Costa, because I've been taking sessions and it helps even her to understand us better, because when we are doing an hour session, it's so much better to have that understanding and that trust. So I would highly recommend that for everybody. We have 10 more minutes to go, Costa. So I'll take one last question from the audience, and then we're going to get to something very interesting. All right. So the last question from the audience is, how to accept myself despite being a poor performer in the team and ignore others' comments and focus on my own constant improvement?
How do I accept myself?
Despite being a poor performer.
Poor performer. So सब में पहले poor performer label किसने दिया? Check that. Okay? It's very important to check who put that label. Okay? Now, it is possible that the team has put that. Okay? Maybe the team members may have said it directly or indirectly also. Okay? I would say this is where I start coming in. Remember that example I gave of moving up to step 3 and then coming back, right?
Yeah.
Right? So So understand one thing, right, everybody. Complimenting somebody, motivating somebody is an art. It's a skill of language. It's a choice of words and things like that. अगर कोई किसी ने कह दिया क्या यार तू तेरे को नाचना ही नहीं आता है, तू आज कैसा नाचा रे, even that tone that comes out, right? Because I already have baggage in me that I'm not doing too well, that hits me real hard. It's not necessary that the person who's saying that is also carrying that baggage and throwing that whole portly of disappointment.
Right.
In this moment, that person probably just felt disappointment, so ek kankar mara unhone. Okay? So whether that person kankar maroing or hatoda maroing, right? It's on me how I take it.
Right.
So I have to be strong in myself to even take criticism. As a performer, as an artist, I think it's extremely important for you all. Well, it's important for everybody, but as artists, as performers, it's very, very important to develop the ability to handle criticism more than handling appreciation.
Yes.
So learn that in train your mind. I hope that's answered the question. I think there's still something missing.
Actually, completely related it to my performance time, where I used to only continuously think, why aren't people clapping and hooting? Am I not performing well? And then suddenly, how I had to deal with it. And one day I sat and I told myself that, if I am enjoying what I'm doing completely, the audience will. If I'm constantly thinking, log kya soch rahe hain, to wo log bhi constantly kuch sochenge. So that's how I built in that criticism and appreciation thing, that we look into that later. Right now, I really want to perform. And something magical happened in my performance, that I could feel so good after performing every single time, because I was so true to music and my performance at the stage. So
Exactly.
I think that's really helpful. Awesome. So now I have a small game for you, where I'm going to show you some
Game.
and you can just tell us how you feel or how you relate to that. This one.
What are you going to show me? Awaz?
Some words. And you can tell us what you feel about it. Observe.
How do I feel about observe? Oh, it's like my second nature now.
And positive energy.
Me.
Start abhi.
अब bitch करने का मांगता. You've got the feeling, go for it.
All is connected. Please tell us something.
Totally. We're all one.
Balance.
Balance is a game. You won't how to balance till you are off balance.
Right. Breathe.
हाँ man, अच्छा याद दिला यार और करना.
Thank you so much. The last one was surrender, which I think you have really taught me, and I'm so grateful to you that you taught me how to just surrender and let the energies, the body, the universe talk to me and show me how beautiful life is. So thank you for that. And with that, we come to our last section. We have 5 more minutes of how do we deal with self-love and what is the way to go about it. I know you do a lot of sessions and trainings. So if you could just talk to us about that.
How do I deal with self-love? I mean, can you just explain that to me? What's there to deal?
Awareness.
Matlab self-love.
How do we go about, because a lot of people read Proverbs and go to sessions and they don't understand what's going on. They just think कि हाँ वो लोग का तो सब sorted है इसलिए ऐसा बोल रहे. So know that you take trainings and programs. So can you just talk about that how beneficial that is if we come and attend that, or how do we go about this journey?
Right. So Harsha, the one thing which I would like to say from my experience, okay, about self-love, right? Self-love is not a destination. Self-love is a journey. Okay? If you can understand what I'm trying to say, I'll explain it as briefly as possible. Every moment, not just every day, every moment is an experience that can be, again, the balance that you showed me. It's a fine balance that you bring in between self-hate and acceptance, or love and anger, and so many things. They're not even opposites. You might keep oscillating, okay, but you keep coming back to it. All these things are self-love. Why are you doing it? Why? Because somewhere, you know what? Even if you hate yourself, really, really hate yourself, that is also because you really love yourself. Think about it.
Yeah.
A little twisted, but you only hate someone because you really love that person. There's some anger there. There's something unresolved there. Okay, so self-love is not something that you have to work on. Self-love is actually there. You know, a very beautiful analogy is coming up for me here. I'd like to share that, Harsha. Self-love में जो कह रही हो ना, love. Self-love मतलब उसको आप self निकालो. It's just every one of us, human being, creature, everything on earth, right, is pure love energy, right? So the analogy that I'm getting is a sculptor, okay, when he's given a big plank of rock to sculpt something, right? So he'll keep chipping it and breaking it and, you know, chiseling it and things like that, right? So one perspective is कि वो पत्थर को काट रहा है, तोड़ रहा है, घस रहा है, and कुछ मूर्त बना रहा है, right? He's breaking, chipping, cutting, all of that, right? So then out of that big piece of rock, something beautiful comes out, right? The statue comes out.
Yeah.
Another perspective to that is, in that big piece of rock, that beautiful statue already exists. And the sculptor is only removing what is not required.
Oh my God.
For something that already exists to be revealed. So you are love. So if you're hating something about yourself, look at it in such a way that you're just chipping off what that is, and then the true you is going to just blossom.
Beautiful. My wine is blown. Amazing. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. We are in the last minutes of the session, and I would like to tell.
I want to read a poem.
Yes, please.
May I please?
Hey, please.
You had something else in mind?
No. I was just going to tell.
Did you have something
A
else?
lot of comments coming in. Love you, Kausar. Oh my God, that was me. Everybody here. Thank you so much for joining in. I would just like to tell everyone, please, yeah, a lot of kisses. Of course, please keep them safe. And Kausar does some amazing sessions for every age group. A lot of people who want to think that nahi, therapy is not for me. Ek baar jaake try karo. Even I used to think the same till I went to her. So please check out the sessions and the programs that she runs. And thank you, Kausar. If there's anything that you'd like to add, one last thing. We have a minute to go. 2 minutes to go.
I just want to read my poem. Really, nothing. I think I've given enough gyan to everybody.
Let's do that.
आपको कभी ऐसा कुछ हुआ है? शायद हुआ भी होगा. कोई बहुत ही छोटा सा काम आप कर रहे हैं, बिना कुछ सोचे, एकदम सीधा साधा सा काम, और अचानक कुछ बहुत ही गहरा सा एहसास खुल जाए. And this is the experience that I had. I mean, what I was doing, I've written that. कलम उठाई थी कुछ लिखने को, तो स्याही नहीं आई. याद आया कि बहुत दिन से कलम इस्तेमाल नहीं किया था. बाजू में एक पुराना सा कागज रखा था, उस पर मैंने बिना स्याही के कलम से खाली लकीरें बनाने लगी, बिना सोचे कि स्याही नहीं है बस लकीरें बनाती गई. इतनी लकीरें बन गई कि जब कागज फटने वाला था तब हाथ को रोका और तब सोचा चलो नई स्याही भर लेते हैं. क्या हम ऐसे कुछ बिना जज्बातों के लकीरों से कुछ रिश्तों की कहानी बिना सोचे लिखते जा रहे हैं? हम कभी रुक कर नए जज्बातों की सिहाई भरते हैं? आपको कभी ऐसा कुछ हुआ है? शायद हुआ भी होगा.
Oh my God, amazing. Thank you. Lots of love. Thank you everyone for joining in this session. We have last 10 seconds. So we are giving everyone a tight hug. And thank you, Kausar, once again.
Yay!
Thank you. Bye bye.